back with another partner of mine. I'm so stoked to share more and to let you know about this young man you see right here with me. And so, if you're new to the channel, we're doing a weekly segment. You're going to get to hear from partners, their experience, their time on task in real estate, what the journey's been like, and some practical tips and takeaways that you can go out and apply on your own real estate journey moving forward. So today, I have my partner, Emilio Contreras, who is out of the Orlando, Florida, greater Orlando, Florida area. He's coming up on his third year in the game. Actually, I think 2.5 years at this point, but next year will be the third year in the game of real estate from hitting the ground running with the license. He's made a lot of things happen with it. He's helped a lot of people. He's made a positive impact. And he's even getting involved in some of the more niche aspects of the business on the investment side, even getting some hands-on experience running Airbnbs and all that good stuff. But man, I am so excited to have you here, Emilio, man. How are we doing today, brother?
We're doing good. Thank you so much, Tyler, for the introduction. I'm feeling blessed. Running with the Colts, it's the best group in real estate that anybody can ever have. So yeah, let's get started.
Well, yeah, let's get more into it, man. So, yeah, blessed to have you as a part of the team, brother. And dude, it's been amazing to watch your journey play out. Literally from when we connected prior to you having a license to see you go through the process, overcome every hurdle up to that point, and then get started in the business and start to see the traction with it, man. But before we talk all the real estate stuff, what was life like before real estate?
Um, it was a lot of work in the sense of juggling with a part-time job and school, and also trading stocks. Um, I started trading stocks back in 2013 and signed up for a lot of programs, how to, make money, how to make $300 a day. I mean, or $500, $800 a week or whatever. That was my journey. It was just trying to make it work, trying to juggle three things at the same time: school, work, and um, trading.
Schoolwork and trading. So like, wow, yeah, that's like almost sounds like three different kind of commitments. So school, like, are we talking? I'm guessing college, right?
Yeah, yeah. I actually got a bachelor's in biochemistry. Um, and I worked at a restaurant um for for like 11 years.
Oh
And
wow, 11 years.
11 years. Yeah, I started actually young. I started at the age of 14, turning 15. Started at cleaning tables um at a restaurant, and just to make a little bit of income. Um and then from there, I kind of like saved out money, and a couple of friends just were talking about how, their parents were into stock trading, and they had, 401ks and stuff like that. And I just started asking questions, and graduated uh, back in 2013. And that's where I started, my journey with investments. But yeah, that has been my journey so far. Yeah, I originally was going to school for, I wanted to be a doctor for the medical school programs that they had here. Um, but yeah, that's,
Yeah.
things changed.
So, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, 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 it was up.
So you wanted to be a doctor, and then you also found the stock markets. You mentioned trading stocks, and I mean, it sounds like doing something to get a positive return on investment. So you're thinking like financially good things to do, at least to get into. But So why real estate though? And I mean, is the doctor thing still on the horizon, or have you like shifted gears since that point in time and have more of a vision for real estate? And like, I mean, I guess like ultimately, why real estate as an avenue that you pursued?
Well, you know, it all correlates when, because you want to make money, right? Um, and that was an avenue that I had a had picked because that was going to sustain me, maybe, in the longer term, the future. So I had a so I my vision was to, I'm making all of this money unless you're going to school, of course, but I just want to have something on the back end where if anything happens to me, I would be able to use that money and you know uh, use it to pay bills or to cover my school tuition. Um, and so that's why I started investing. That's mainly the main reason why. As for medical school, I mean, I'm no longer pursuing that. Um, just because I've seen a lot of opportunity into real estate. Got into real estate because of course, the trading fraternity. It was it's something, COVID happened, and that's what made me kind of like change my mindset. Just because, not to get a little bit political here, but I wasn't for the vaccines, um, and just studying, just talking to a lot of students and stuff, and a lot of teachers before anything happened in regards to COVID. It's just you just learn to know that for a vaccine, um, for a vaccine to actually be out in the market, it's trials. You get to test the that vaccine for nine years, and then trials for at least four years to kind of like see like the long term of its effects. And I just didn't really support it. And so that was my view out. And so real estate was my next go to, just because again, um, everything was shut. I gave myself 3 years actually in real estate. I don't know if you guys spoke with you, Tyler, but remember, but I said to myself, I'm just gonna give myself 3 years. I'm just gonna give it my all and see where it goes. Honestly, I think it's going in the right way.
So that's interesting, man. So like what I'm hearing is like you saw an opportunity not just to have something that could be financially lucrative, like, perhaps becoming a doctor. You saw an opportunity like that in real estate, but not only that, it sounds like you saw an opportunity to have more freedom and autonomy to have control over your own life and ultimately pursue what you believed in.
But
That's awesome. And so, like, seeing as you mentioned, hey, I like, and I think that's an important thing you just said about the 3 years. It's like you went into this with the mindset of not just, hey, I'm going to see how this goes, but you specifically thought, hey, 3 years, I'm going to put my best foot forward for 3 years, and at that point, I can assess how it's going. And so, I'm sure you had something in your mind as to what you would like to see by that 3 year mark to continue going forward on the journey. So, as we're coming up on that point, what would you say on that? Like, do you feel like you're where you would have wanted to have been up to this point, or how would you say that it's going?
I think it's going good. I think it's going in the right direction. Of course, I had a slow start, and um, I had a slow start, but I'm getting things done. which is the most important thing. And I'm getting to value more of what I'm doing, like time management, business goals. I'm putting a lot of investment, a lot of money into certain investments, and I'm starting to see you know, the progression there. And I'm just very happy, with the connections and people that I've talked to, that I've come to know over the years, and the knowledge that I've acquired through the people that I've, come and made relationships with.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so you decided to go forward with real estate, and ultimately you decided to partner with us here at EXP Realty, man. So why EXP? Out of all the different directions you could have gone, what was the deciding factor there?
Well, it's UXP just because it's, well, there's a lot of support, um, and everyone's down to help you. Of course, you got to come up with the questions, but no one will want you to, you know, no one's gonna keep any secrets away from you. You just gotta ask, you know, show receipt, right? And it's um it's very helpful. I mean, it's something that I have to be grateful for. You know, I've gotten a lot of business from people that are out of state in the same brokerage, and I've managed to close, um, a good amount of deals. And I'm just, I'm just baffled. I'm just very thankful too, um, because again, it's a brokerage, right? But it's a brokerage with a lot of agents from many other states that are willing to give you business or even teach you. Um, so that's why I just decided to stay here at EXP.
That's great. So the support, a lot of positive connections, and it sounds like even a lot of deals you've closed as a result of some of these connections. So that's amazing to hear because, like, I'll say, like, having connected with so many different agents at so many different brokerages, I wouldn't say that that's normally what I hear is, that they're connecting with people that, is actually leading to business getting closed in the pipeline. It's far and few in between that I hear of that kind of opportunity, but I do consistently see it where we're at. And I think it's something special to have one brokerage for the entire company instead of a bunch of offices that are independently owned and operated that don't really even connect and collaborate with each other. So that's great to hear. It's been beneficial. But that being said, man, I'd be curious to know, like, what have you personally found to be the most beneficial thing about operating your business at EXP so far? Like, what's been the biggest difference maker for you in the past 2.5 years?
The biggest benefit, I would say, I would say just that, just connections. I've actually been into other brokerages, right, just to visit other agents and stuff, and all of them tell me the same thing, where everyone's all cramped up into this one office, and then if someone has a bad attitude or starts coming up with negativity, then that negativity kind of like spreads like wildfire, and then there's no collaboration whatsoever. And and here, and at EXP, we could, it's something different. You have the ability to talk to everyone, or anyone actually within the brokerage. I just feel like you're not convoluted. You're not kept into this one office space and just have to deal with the same negative people. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, very valuable point. Like, because I mean, we are who we surround ourselves with. If we're in an environment where there's, just negativity or all this water cooler talk that's gossip and this and that and not like productive conversation, it doesn't help and move the needle forward. It really doesn't do anything. And so yeah, it is important who we surround ourselves with. And yeah, that is a beautiful thing, is like we can decide who we're surrounding ourselves with here. And a lot of those opportunities, it's not the water cooler conversation. In fact, we have a whole group dedicated to water cooler conversation, to be clear. But like, if you would prefer to put yourself in a mastermind where you're just sponging off of in a fly on the wall for people that are selling, dozens, if not hundreds of homes per year, you can be in those rooms and, it's all productive conversation. It's all about helping people, moving the needle forward. So I'm glad to hear that you found that, to be a difference, even in kind of going and seeing what different offices and environments are like. Um, Now, let's go back to your real estate journey, man, your journey in the business so far. You mentioned it was a slow start, which I would say that's fairly common among those getting started in the industry. But that being said, man, if we're looking at the journey so far, what would you say the most difficult thing you've had to overcome was since getting started in real estate?
The most difficult thing I would say is focusing on what you're good at. Um, and what I mean by that is there's so many avenues to make money, right? And just trying to kind of like beat someone at whatever their niche is, it's gonna take you some time, of course, but I would say why don't instead of reading or trying to do somebody else's niche, why don't you try to find your own niche and build from it? That was actually my my biggest you know that's my biggest advice. That's what I would tell anyone and everyone to do is just at least look into it, of course, try it, but stick to the one thing that you know how to do best.
And what have you found that to be for you, out of curiosity? Do you feel like you found your niche?
Yes. So my niche, honestly, I would say, it would have to be just the traditional route for now, buyers and sellers. Um, just because there's a whole bunch of, you know, uh, creative types of transactions in real estate. Um, like, you know, wholesaling, creative deals, and all that stuff. Of course, I'm always open to it. Um, and I had to learn, and that's what got me a little bit, behind, I would say, because I didn't. Let's be honest, I didn't get my first deal, like my first transaction, um, for until like 9 months into the business. But I would say my niche would be just, buyers and sellers, like the traditional route for now. Maybe in the future I would venture out to do on doing something like creatively. Um, but I would just say for people that are looking into, okay, so the traditional route, it's kind of like, shaky right now. But I would say otherwise, it just depends how you see the business.
Yeah, so you're saying like just you realize that, hey, your focus is more on the traditional retail business and not so much the off market investor side of the business.
Right, right.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, it's good to kind of know more so what it is you're focused on and who you're here to help, because we don't got to be everything to everyone. We just got to know like who it is we're here to most help and serve, and go find more of those people. Now, let's so obviously you've built up more success, since getting the first deal done. And so with that being said, like how has the success that you have found in real estate so far impacted you in your life?
It has impacted me in a great way, I would say. For one, for uh, a few of the transactions, I was able to pay my car, pay some student loans, just um, helped me. It has helped me a lot in putting some of the same money back into. Now I'm venturing into putting my name out there through Google Ads. I recently just hired a virtual assistant that is um, doing some calls for me, kind of like introducing me and then setting up a time and schedule for me to give them a call and set up an appointment. That's one of the things that I've recently just started doing. So I'm getting a lot of leads, a lot of follow ups, of course, and hopefully that's gonna translate into a lot of business in the near future.
100%. I love to hear that you're reinvesting back in your business. I think that's something that not enough people do soon enough. Like once you have revenue coming in, we gotta take a part of that and put it back into the business. And the more we can do that, the more we can actually grow and build the business. So glad to hear you're doing that. Um, what's the biggest breakthrough, man? Like from knowing what it was like to have zero business, $0 from real estate, and zero deals closed to where you're at today, very consistently closing deals and with a good pipeline you've built up. What's the biggest breakthrough you had going from zero business to where you're at today?
The biggest breakthrough, um, just following up, I would say, with people with the business that with anyone who's interested in real estate and kind of like texts you or leaves you a message on social media. It's just getting back at them and just saying, hey, just thought of you. How are you doing? How are things going? And just letting them know that you haven't forgotten about them, and hopefully they haven't forgotten about you, or they'll keep you more in mind whenever they're ready to sell or buy. So that would be my biggest breakthrough. Just following up.
Realizing the value in that and how important it is.
Absolutely, that's like 90% of the business. Not everyone's gonna be like, okay, yeah, you're a realtor. Let's go buy a house.
Yeah, so you're developing relationships with a lot of these people along the way, right? Being in touch, helping them
Yeah,
out with different things, and then ultimately being there when it's time for them to take that next step with a purchase or a sell.
right.
That's good, man. Good nugget right there. It took me a while to learn that too. I lost a lot of opportunity not following up soon enough early on in my journey. So that's a great tip right there. If you could go back though, like on the first day, man, first day in the business with your license, if you could go back and tell yourself just one thing, one piece of advice, what would it be?
Um, Man, because I was doing a lot of cold calling. I would say try buyers as well. Because I was the my biggest struggle was trying to land a listing, but there were also people out there that needed to buy real estate, and I let those opportunities go just because I wanted to land the listing. you know. So if I had to go back, I would tell myself, yo, just of course put in the work, but set a time schedule too, you know, to give priority to both buyers and better sell.
So you were so focused on getting listings that you feel like you missed some potential opportunities to help buyers too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's interesting, man. Well, yeah. So, and I think that's a good thing to consider too. It's like, hey, when you're just getting started in the business, don't say no to too many opportunities. We got to get that initial momentum built up, and the sooner we do that, the more selective we can be about which deals we're closing.
Absolutely.
So, so yeah, a couple more things. Like kind of looking forward, man. What would you say that you look forward to accomplishing the most in the time ahead?
In the time ahead, well, I'm looking to build a team, build a team in the time ahead. Uh, Just, you know, kind of like well, not kind of like, but teach them, what I've learned so far in real estate, giving them the easy way out, because there's a lot of ways how anybody can make money in real estate. But as long as you kind of like progressively learn step by step what you gotta learn into real estate, in real estate, I think that that's gonna help people clarify, kind of like have like kind of like a roadmap to where they want to be, where they want to go, um, and also showing part into the investment side of things. Of course, I would say, yeah,
So building out a team and taking it from where you're just closing your own deals to where you're teaching people and helping them get more deals closed and building something bigger as a result. That's awesome, man. I love that. And I've seen you actually do that too. Not even just for like people that would be a part of your team, but like for other people that are in the business getting started in the company, people we're connected with. You've helped a lot of them, just through some of the steps that, you knew that you learned firsthand how to navigate when you were getting started. You've really helped a lot of other people along the way. And I've seen that. And that's something super valuable that you can help a lot of other people in the process. And the more we help each other all win, the more we all win. And it's just that collaborative environment that we get to work in. It's something special, man. And you're a big part of that. So um, for someone who wants to put themselves in the best position, man, and this is probably the final thing I got for you here, but for someone who's in your shoes, when you were looking at the industry getting started and, preparing to hit the ground running, who wants to put themselves in the best spot to create long lasting success working in real estate. They want to not just see it work, but they want it to be everything they could imagine and then some, but what's one thing you'd leave them with, that might help them put themselves in the right position from day one?
I would say be open to be open from learning um, from a lot of people, from many, honestly, um, and listen, take things into consideration, and you know, if you're going into real estate, take advice from a lot of people that have been in the business for 10, doesn't even have to be 10, but five or more years that are doing it big. Honestly, doesn't they don't even have to be in the business for for any amount of years, just as long as they're doing a lot of transactions and just asking them, hey, what are you doing? You know, that's gonna give you the results that you want. You know, that would be the biggest thing I would tell anybody. Just be open minded, ask questions, just go up to them and just ask them, hey, introduce yourself, of course, and just ask them, like, yo, like, you are doing a lot of deals. How do you do that?
So you've learned a lot by doing that, it sounds like.
Just asking
That's good,
questions.
man. That's a yeah, that's so key, and that's dude, that's a great tip. So There you all have it. Emilio Contreras, brother, thank you so much for hopping on and for sharing, your journey, some tips, some nuggets, stuff that, hopefully if you're watching this, you found something in this discussion that you can go out and take and run with and apply to get more of what you want here working in real estate in the time ahead. But Emilio, let's do this, brother. Is there any particular spot if someone wanted to see more about what you're doing? Is there anywhere that you share online on social media? Is there a good place that people could go to connect more and to see what you're working on?
Of course, just I have an Instagram on the Facebook, but I'm more predominant in Instagram now. It's e.c homes. Um, that's my Instagram, and then for the Facebook, it's just my first name and last name, and the address if you guys want to connect.
There you go. And yeah, so do that. Go if you want to follow Emilio on Instagram. You just got his handle. And also, like, I'll add this for anyone who's watched this whole thing up to this point. Emilio's one of my partners here at the brokerage firm I operate with. I've actually seen this whole journey play out from him, literally day one in the business to where he's at today, closing deals almost every single month. And we're just really getting started in what that trajectory I believe will look like in the time ahead, especially as he starts to build out his team. But with that in mind, if anything we shared stood out to you or intrigued you, here's the thing: we are looking for good, positive, like-minded people to connect with who want to build more, who want to achieve more, who want to earn more. By closing more deals, building a bigger business, and ultimately a life in the process, a bigger life. And so, if that's you, connect with us, reach out. And whether it's, for me in particular, if something Emilio shared or just, whatever, you connected with Emilio with, if he's someone who you would like to connect more with, do this. Reach out to me, shoot me an email. You'll find it in the description below. Just make sure you mention Emilio if you're wanting a connection there. But Emilio, shoot me down if I'm off here, but like, I think we'd be open to connecting with anyone out there if there's anything that we could do to potentially help you, to collaborate, potentially even work together, depending on what your vision is and what you're wanting to achieve. But we are looking for positive, like-minded people that we can work with and really build something with. So would that be cool, Emilio, if anyone wanted to reach out and connect more that way?
Absolutely, yeah. Reach out.
Awesome. So yeah, there you go. Reach out. So you'll find that in the description below. So feel free to connect. We'd love to connect more and learn more about your goals if you're watching and see how we can help you get there, at least add to it in some positive manner. But beyond that, y'all, if somehow, some way you didn't already subscribe to the channel, make sure you're subscribed, because you're going to see a new one of these every single week. You're going to meet another one of my partners. It's an incredible network of people. Many of them Emilio knows and is connected with as well. But, I'm hoping that in hearing these stories and hearing the journey that you can find more of your own path forward on this journey in real estate and have more of what you need to succeed along the way. So subscribe, and thank you so much for watching, everybody. Until next time, we'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. Peace.